Can somebody explain to me, because I admit I've wrestled with this as long as I've studied Christianity. In the beginning was the Word. I've never fully understood that, especially if it harkens back to Genesis. I don't have an issue with it. Please understand, this is truly a question from ignorance. Is the Word, when God said, "Let there be light," is that the Word that's being referred to?
What a great question that Dennis Prager asks here. This is the gospel series that Jordan Peterson just released on the Daily Wire Plus, but I think the first episode they're putting to YouTube. I think it's a 10-part series where this panel is going to be deep diving through the gospels. They're not doing one specific gospel. They're kind of combining it at this course and kind of going through each one of them and highlights the important parts within the gospel. But Dennis asked an incredible question right here. And I got to tell you, when I saw the Exodus series, in fact, that's why I got the Daily Wire Plus membership, was for the Exodus series, and why I renewed it was for the gospel series. This stuff is just amazing. And to be around these guys and just see what they're thinking, how deep they think about this stuff. I mean, there's this sense that you have to be brainless or stupid or believe in fairy tales to dig into this stuff, but it's actually some of the most intellectually stimulating things that I've ever had to think about. And I just love studying this thing. I just love studying the Bible, and hence the name for the channel, why I'm trying to kind of put some of this content out there as I've been studying it. I just love nerding out on the Bible. But Dennis asked an incredible question here, and I thought I'd jump on, see if I have a chance to just answer it for Dennis Prager. I think he's amazing. I love watching his fireside chats and just some of the stuff that he does with his programming as well. And he is a Jewish man that has studied the Torah, studied the Old Testament scriptures very deeply for most of his life. So that question, I think, is just an amazing question. So here's how I would answer that question. In John, it talks about the Word becomes flesh, and we believe that that flesh and that Word is embodied in Jesus. So for me as a Christian, I do hearken back to the Genesis story, because God could have simply thought everything to existence. He could have just been like, okay, boom, there it is. But he actually spoke it into existence. And there's a powerful message behind that what our words, what we let out, kind of what we speak, has a lot of power to it. And the fact that God is outside of time, space, and matter, but his power flows through creation. But Jesus is that in time, space, and matter that flows through everything. And that's where we believe as Christians that Jesus was fully man and fully divine by shedding off some of that to step into the creation. But he was still there at the beginning. He was there with God. He was God. He is that Word that spoke not only light into existence, everything into existence, flowed through that creation narrative through Jesus Christ. And that is a powerful message of why Christians believe in the Trinitarian concept, the idea that God and Jesus are one, but the Father is this outside time and space where Jesus is that in time, space, and matter that was flowing through that stood away from, that kind of stepped off the throne to be able to kind of step into creation to save his creation. But he was there at the beginning, knew it from the very, very beginning. So yes, I think the answer to his question here is that concept for Christians. What John is trying to allude to is that Jesus was there at the beginning, was God with God, and through that Word, that powerful Word that spoke everything into existence, not just light, not just the planets, but everything, math, reason, reality, all of it was created at that moment through the power of God. So I hope you find that interesting. I love your comments on it, love your take on this. Really recommend that you check out this gospel series, especially at least the first episode, which I think will be on YouTube. It might be free on their app, but to get the rest of the series, I'm sure you're going to have to download or subscribe to their service. But I think they've got some Black Friday sales, some great ways to get this content for cheaper right now, and to go back and look at the other series on Exodus, which I still have the same feeling when I watch these guys. I'm just kind of envious. To be at this table would be amazing. I really respect a lot of the guys that are here and how much they think about this, the deep thinking that they do on this stuff. Really gives me some hope that, because a lot of comments I get and people talk about you got to be brainless to follow this stuff. And I'm telling you what, it's not easy, brainless stuff to go through the thoughts and to read this stuff and to dive into what the Holy Scriptures really are. So I love your comments. Love you to like, subscribe. This kind of new thing I'm working on, but I just want to see where it goes. And I just love nerding out on this stuff. And if you're a fellow nerd or you're not, and you want to talk, if you want to jump on a podcast together, stream together, I'd love to talk to you more about it and see where this goes. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Can't wait to see you next time. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.